So continuing on our theme of trust and teamwork, I want to start with a quote today from Patrick Lencioni. And Patrick Lencioni said this: "Remember, teamwork begins by building trust. And the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability." So vulnerability, trust, what do those have to do with each other? Let's explore. There is a very interesting idea of how you can get other people to be a little bit more vulnerable. And I'm going to explain this is not what to do to manipulate, by the way, but it's basically when we become vulnerable ourselves, we actually stimulate vulnerability in other people. And so it's because it is an indicator of trust. We can actually put something out there, and that can create a sense of trust. Now, if you're doing this to manipulate, people will see through you, by the way, if you're trying to manipulate a vulnerability. But as leaders, I think it's really important that we don't take on the stance of we're perfect, we're invulnerable. That is going to be the opposite of building trust. But once again, you need to be authentic in what you're doing. And so just as an example, I find very sort of introverted people don't like sharing a lot of vulnerable stories about their personal lives. But it doesn't have to be about your personal life. If that's you, you can, for example, tell your people, well, when I was learning this thing, I had a struggle, and this was the struggle, and this is how it felt. And that kind of thing, where you can make it work related, where you can make it related to the actual issue that your people are facing. So yeah, the more extroverted person might be very more comfortable sharing some personal vulnerabilities. But again, it's got to be appropriate. So we want appropriate vulnerability. We don't want to just go and hang all the dirty washing. That's not going to build trust in the team. What we want to do as leaders is be conscious of our people and conscious of our own vulnerability, and allow people to catch glimpses of where we have struggled. That will build trust in our teams. And you want to be doing this with an authenticity. You want to be doing it as a way of connecting with your people. And that's why in our AIR trust model, vulnerability is part of the building alliance. And that is a critical component. Without a level of vulnerability from you, the leader, without a level of vulnerability between the team members, you're not really going to have a team. And so that's why this Patrick Lencioni quote is so valuable. Vulnerability builds trust. That builds a team. Get that right, authentically and appropriately, and your team performance can dramatically increase, exponentially increase. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. You will then get regular conscious leadership updates in your YouTube feed.